My name is Jeffrey. So I'm lucky enough to live 2 lights down from here. So there's a little, what's called the river bottoms areas where we're in. And we're lucky enough to just live right here. So when we put these, you go, why Provo, Utah, of all places, right?
I told him.
Did you tell him the story? Because I'm just totally self-interest, and you're kind of right. But when we started here, it was this deal, like, I mean, I traveled a fair amount, and it was this piece of saying, okay, so, where do you want to be? And well, let's just go right here, So, and then everybody else, come in from around further away, but like 40 minutes as far as 40 minutes maybe.
These guys are
25.
Yeah, so not bad.
So she's close to Heron, where you guys are.
Anyway.
Like out that way, not that far.
Anyway, this is of interest to nobody, right? So, but my point was going to be is none of this happens without leadership. Without someone having a vision of bringing people together and dotting the I's and crossing the T's and exerting emotional expense and financial expense and intellectual expense and all those kinds of things. And so I just want to take my hat off and say thank you for your leadership in putting this together. It's always fun for us too. When it's fun. 1, 2 is rewarding. Maybe it's the better way to put it for me. It's rewarding and it's always humbling. Because it's a deal where you've come in to change with hopes of learning something that will that can help you change your lives. We're not going to change your lives. We can't do that. We can't motivate you. We can give you some things that you can think about and you can take out of here, and then you can use as fuel, if you will, to drive who you are, what you want. And my best ability at these things is people say, well, we can learn the how and kind of the what and that kind of a thing. My hope on these types of events is that people walk away with the gut check moment, okay? With getting a little bit clearer of what you want, of who you want to become, why you want to become that, and identifying, getting clear in your mind, because it'll be the thing that unlocks so many other pieces. Getting clear in your mind if Beachbody and who we are and what we represent and the values that we hope we extol and push forward and the way we do it lines up with who you are, and if that floats your boat, okay? No, seriously, that scratches the itch. If that's who you are. Because if it's not, then my invitation to you is get the heck out of Dodge.
Yes.
No, and I don't say that. I don't mean that flippantly. I don't mean that derogatorily, however you say that word in that kind of a sense. But it's simply this. Our mission as a company is to help people achieve their goals and live healthy, fulfilling lives. Okay? That's what our mission is. And there's lots of things that fall into that. But what you've got to do is look at yourself and look at what your own mission in life is and determine, does that overlap? Here's who Beachbody is. Here's who I am. Is there some area that overlaps? Okay? Are they concentric in some way? And to the extent that they do, then that's where the fire is. That's where the opportunity is. That's where the drive can come from, and alignment comes from. These guys will tell you, I'm big on alignment. One of my favorite business sayings is, and I think it applies to life and it applies to everything you do. And it's profoundly simple and simply profound. It's this. It's just all organizations are perfectly aligned to get the results they get. All organizations are perfectly aligned to get the results they get. All people, okay, now let me drill it down to the U level, is that all organizations are people, made up of people, okay? And yeah, there's more systems and structures and stuff. But all that saying really means is what you get is determined by what you do, okay? And if you're not getting the results that you want, okay, you just have to be courageously forthright enough with yourself to confront the brutal facts and look at it and say, how am I aligned? What am I doing to get the results that I'm getting? And are they the right activities? Are they the right goals? You know, does it align? And that's the activity piece. And Doug, I know, because he always does a phenomenal job of breaking down the business. No one's better in our group than Doug at breaking down the business of the business and not BSing anybody on what the essentials are. Because at the end of this, there's the piece that's we help people, okay? There's the art part of it, if you will, the heart part of it. That's, you know, we're helping people, you know, discover who they are, okay? But there's also a science and a skill set of what you do and can do to get better at that. It's character, you know, your heart, and it's competency. It's your ability to execute on those things and to get better at what those things are. But I'll go back, I want to go back to this alignment piece and maybe creating a little bit this moment of truth for you guys. Is you've all got choices, and believe it or not, so do I. Okay, so do these guys. You know, from a professional standpoint, and what we do. And I know you guys kind of look at you and say, well, Jeff, you're supposed to drink the Kool-Aid, right? You're the company guy. I do. I like the Kool-Aid. Okay, I drink it and I like it, and I like it because it aligns with my own set of values. Okay, and some of those are, as I looked at us as a company, it's a piece. What drew me to this was not a multi-level market. I will never refer to us. Okay, you will never hear me refer to us as a multi-level marketing company. Okay, I will refer to us as a network marketing company, as a direct sales company. You're going, why wouldn't you call us a multi-level marketing company, Jeff? We're in that space. Yeah, we're kind of in that space. We have a multi-level marketing compensation plan. But most people define MLM by the money opportunity, by the deal. They typically, when people think of multi-level marketing, most people's impression of it is that they think of the product, or excuse me, of the money. Okay, nothing's wrong with that. But when you lead with the money, when the money becomes the deal, when that becomes the only piece that you're in the business, when that fades, when that disappears, so will you. Because what brought you into the business will take you out of the business just as quickly. A sustainable company is a company that is product focused and product based, and it's the product that drives what the opportunity is long term. Think about any company that's a great company. It's a company that's driven on a great product. Okay, we just happen to be a company that also part of our product is you. Okay, we have Shakeology, we have fitness product, but you're the person that is the representative. It's not Carl, it's not Jeff, it's not Michael, it's not John Congdon, it's not Tony Horton, or these guys. I mean, all part of the piece, right? But people don't buy us; they buy you. Okay, they buy your relationship, they buy your credibility, they buy your consistency, they buy your integrity, into this business and your passion. So when I came into this business, had an opportunity to look at it about 6 years ago. Brett Blake, a guy that Deborah would know, but I don't know that anybody else knows who. I don't think. How long have you been here, Deborah? You've been 5.5. So I came. Yeah. So I started December 6 years ago. So who's been here longer than 3 years? Anybody? 3 years? 3 years?
3 years.
3 years. Okay. But as I looked at us, it was this opportunity to work with a company that I felt like was unapologetic about what we asked people to do from a fitness standpoint. That it was there's no shortcuts to fitness. I mean, you just have to do the work. And the thing about an MLM company typically is people buy, they get rich, get quick, fake it till you make it, inventory load on this, inventory load on that, push it to your friends. And I know we can get pushy sometimes. And it's another discussion. But what drew me here was that Carl was about creating premium products, being unapologetic about asking people to do the right things the right way. And that we were a product-first company, and that our field, the group that was representing us, was not a group of multi-level marketing people who were about just money. They were about product and push and sharing that product and helping people get results. Now, don't think I'm dissing on the earning opportunity, because I'm not dissing on that at all. That is an integral part of what our business is, and it is an accelerator to our business, and I think it's an essential key part of that. But there's a reason, if you're familiar with it, we talk about the four pillars: fitness, nutrition, peer support, and rewards. Okay, they're in that order for a reason. Okay, fitness, nutrition, peer support, and rewards. And I'll just go. The rewards follows those first three, to the extent that you do those well and share those with other people, and really to the extent that you are great in the element of peer support and helping people. That's where the rewards come into the business, and where people do exceptionally well. And that is the distinguishing factor of who we are as a company. When you think about it's so simple, in so many ways. But I mean, you think you can go out anywhere and find any fitness programs all over the place, right? Any kind of workout, you can find great fitness programs, out there. I have 6 daughters, and a son, and my one youngest, Maddie, will come and she goes, do you know? Is it Kaylee Itzine, or the Australian? Kaylee Itzine, she's the Australian bikini, Beachbody, BBG, something like that. You guys ought to get her, kind of thing. And she's great, she's great. She loves the workouts. And you can get that online, okay? You can get good nutrition online, okay? You can find out all that stuff, online. What you can't get is fitness, nutrition, and the sense of community and the accountability that a coach creates and provides, okay? That's the accelerator in the business. And when you think of our company, it was born way back when as what we call a direct response business, or an infomercial business, okay? That's how Beachbody was born. Carl is literally, if not the best, okay? And I mean this, if you were here, I would say it. If not the best, one of the best. I think he probably is the best messenger in the world. I mean, literally, in that sense, he has the ability to put messages together that just make sense like nobody, I've ever heard. Extremely talented there. Great with infomercials. The missing link was that they could sell people, they could upsell people on the next little product, and then what would happen was, it was like wham bam, thank you, we're done, love them and leave them, next. And the continuity and the consistency of really helping people get results wasn't there. And that's where the network was born some 10 years ago. The idea was bait. Yes, there was an opportunity to make money, but 2, the idea of making money was doing it in a sustainable way that helped people really get results in our business in a sustainable way. And that's why the coaching network, that's why you as a coach, as coaches, are so critical to this business. Right now, the infomercial business is a tough business. Okay, it's a softening business, and it's a softening business because, how do you watch TV now? Everything's DVR. Everything's Netflix. Everything's Hulu, Roku, Netflix. It's a different world that has an impact there. The thing that can't be replaced is the relationship part of this business. Okay, it just can't. okay? And as long as we stay really good at that, okay, I believe there's going to be an ongoing, vibrant, rewarding, enriching, and I mean enriching, I guess, with a double entendre, meaning two ways, that there's an opportunity to create financial security and even wealth for some, okay? And doing better than they ever thought in their lives, as well as the enriching experience that helps people just not get good on the outside, but get really good on the inside. And that's where I think our story is. I sometimes wish, we do the Beachbody Challenge, but the thing that's so compelling about the Beachbody Challenge is we see what happens to people on the outside, and there are these amazing transformations, but if some way you can capture that picture of what happens on the inside would be amazing. If we could do that. But so from the standpoint of who we are and what we represent, you need to look at what you value. And if you're the type of a person that really does enjoy helping other people, wanting to help people get results, puts value on those, okay, and that lines up with you, then I would challenge you to take a hard look at what you're doing within Beachbody and how committed you really are, and what you want, and why you want it, and who you want to become in the process. Our goal is not for Beachbody to be your life, okay? It's really not. Sometimes it may sound like that, and we're saying, get on the team, good team, but it's really, and we'll keep doing that. But it's that it can give you a life. It can be part of your life, and that it can give you a great life. I got a text yesterday from a coach who's been here for 9 years, and she said, I wasn't thinking about this till just now. It was kind of a cool text, just came out of the blue. She said, when 2 of your top coaches message you and tell you they made the most in 2016 that they've ever made, actually the most they've ever made in any job in their entire life, that's a big deal. That's life-changing stuff. We change lives, literally, so amazing. Kind of one of those anyway, my hope is what you'll do is you guys spend time in this weekend, as you're together, wherever you are, that you're going to take a moment and you're going to sit back, you're going to helicopter up, you're going to look at your life, and you're going to say, what and why, who do I want to become, and does this align? And if it does, then make a decision. Okay? Make a decision as to what you're willing to do. And get bold about it, and get audacious about it, and go all in with it. And all in may mean, you know what? I've got 2 hours a day. I've got 1 hour a day to really be all in, because everybody's in a different place in their life. Everyone's at a different point. I get that. Stuff happens. Life comes at us. Okay? It always will. We're always going to have to figure out a way to navigate and figure out how to, you typically always have to go through it, right? There's something going around it, So you have to figure out how do you navigate through that, but make it part of what you want. Because once you make that decision, that's when the magic stuff happens. It's not easy, but that's when most of the hurdles disappear. That's when the opportunities open up, because you start looking at things as to why not, okay? Here's how I can do it versus here's why I can't, do these types of things. So I'm trying to think where to go with this a little bit. There's a couple things I do want to share. And I guess one other piece, just from a mindset standpoint, that goes hand in hand with this, is you look at that, take time to develop the long view of what you want. Okay, I've got this little series of books that I always pull from him, and they're from a guy from Texas actually. So there's lots of good that comes out of that. I'm gonna find this because I want to read this to get it right. It's a consulting group, but he has these different pieces that always just. If I'm ever like short on a thought and you want to get one of those quick nuggets, you know, that kind of gives you the adrenaline shot, kick in the butt, you know, type thing. I can always pull open one of his books and just kind of read and go, yeah, there's a message. Yeah, you know, there's kind of like there's a mini sermon that just kind of woof, you know, type of a thing. But it was this piece about living with the long view, and this is actually geared more towards a corporate group. But I'm going to read this because I think it applies to us. It says, live with the long view. The most important time to operate with the long view is when the future seems most uncertain. Okay. Problem is, uncertainty pulls our attention towards the situation that's close at hand. We become preoccupied with what's going on short range. Then what happens? We believe as if present circumstances will dictate how our future develops. Instead, we should rely on our long view of the future to guide how we deal with our present circumstances. Okay? You have a life story unfolding here, and you're the primary author as well as the main character. Some author said, the author of LL Doctorow said, okay, writing a novel is like driving at night in the fog. You can only see it as far as your headlights, but you can make the whole trip that way. The important thing is to write through the uncertainty, to write with the story in mind. And even though it's hard to predict what's coming next or know for sure how the story will end. So think strategically, keep moving forward creatively and purposefully with the book of your life in mind. Let your day-to-day tactics, here's the punchline, okay? Let your day-to-day tactics be shaped by your long view. A far-reaching perspective gives you a far more balanced view of the present. I'm not going to read this little deal here, but it says, to put it another way, we're far more concerned about what uncertainty might take from us than what good it might bring. We should adjust our lens to give us a view with more depth of field. So it's so key, I think, as we look at where we're going, you know, what we're doing. From a business standpoint, there's always pieces. We're in this time of change right now. From a company standpoint, it's this time when we're going, okay, DVDs, okay, and we're going to digital. Everybody's going, everybody is usually pretty good about learning something new. What people have a tough time with is letting go of the old, you know, type of a thing. You know, so you're trying to steal second base with one foot on first, right? You just, you know, if you can do the splits pretty well, I guess maybe that works for you, but not for me. But from a company standpoint right now, you know, we're in this world of going, okay, we've got a huge user base that still uses DVDs, they're profitable, they're this, they're that kind of a deal, but we know we have to go to digital. That's absolutely the future, and everybody knows it, everybody recognizes that. But how you get there all the time is, you know, is a little bit uncertain. And there's a lot of people that will look back and go, yeah, but, you know, kind of a thing, and are paralyzed by that, by the uncertainty of what it might take from us, as opposed to looking forward and saying, here's what this will bring. And Carl is phenomenal about looking forward and going, this is what this will bring. This is what this will bring. And you're always kind of pulling along, because he has a long view of this. And it's so important from a company standpoint, but it's critical as you look at where you are in your business. What I want to do is I want to open it, if there's any questions you've got. And Doug, if you've got questions for me, because sometimes you'll hear me say something before that might be of interest. And then I've got a couple things that I want to close with.
Yeah, I like when you talked about the fitness, nutrition, peer support rewards.
Yeah.
The Michael story on the airplane coming back from Dallas, where he sat next to the CEO.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
Where it's the
I can remember. I'm
solution.
trying to remember the punchline on
The
it.
total solution.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes.
I like that.
Thank you. Okay, so yeah, this is just kind of an anecdote, and if you guys have some questions. This was actually like a year ago,
Yeah.
probably a little bit over a year ago, and I think we may have shared this on the wall. But it was you always see your own warts, you know, and your own blemishes, and your own shortfalls on things. You always kind of see, you know, you can look like $1 million, and you know, and everybody else looks at you and goes, "Man, you look hot. You look phenomenal." You're kind of thinking, you look and you see the little zit that's right here, you know, and you're going, kind of a thing. And as a company, it's that way sometimes. Michael, this is a hearsay story, but it was Michael was coming back from Texas, actually, on an airplane with the CEO of another company that you would all recognize, and in our space. And good, he's really a good guy. And he's one of those companies that you look at, you know, this is a company that, you know, you respect. There's somebody you look at and you go, there's somebody you look at and you go, no, good guy, good, doing the things, trying to do things the right way. And it was just as they were grabbing their bags, getting off the plane, and they've been chatting a little bit. And the CEO said to Michael, he said, you know, you guys, the company you're creating is really amazing. And it goes back to this point I was making a little bit earlier on the fitness nutrition peer support awards. And he made the comment to him that he said, some companies will do this, just the things. Other companies will do this. He said, but nobody does what you guys do. You guys are the complete package on this. And he says, if you guys keep doing this great, he said, nobody can touch you. You guys really, really do this well. And that was from a peer. You know, we again look at it and go, oh man, coach relations, and you know, and customer service, and you know, we gotta do this, we gotta do this, you know, someone finally named the elephant in the room. You know, I've had 3 emails I've been working on this morning actually on a coach relations issue. But again, there's times when you've got a helicopter up and you've got to look at that and say, "Bam, here's what we do." Carl shared, I don't know how widespread the little video he made about the CEO somebody just came back from.
No, it was on the wall.
Was it on the wall? Maybe it was just on the wall, but he if I had it, I push it up here, but he just came back from this. Carl is not, okay? Carl is not a hobnobber, likes to hang out, shoot the bull, you know, type of a guy. You know, he's not. He's about as focused and, you know, just boom, 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 you know, just go, go, go. You know, I always have to be really careful when I email him. Because if I email him like at 10 late at night, we're doing this Team Cup thing, and I was reporting to him, so here's how many teams we've got, and I had just gotten into bed. Okay, it's so stupid of me. I had just gotten into bed, you know, started pulled up this report. I thought, you know, I'll do a last minute, you know, kind of just report in.
3 hours later.
Yeah, it's one of these. Okay, done, right? You know, then all of a sudden, here it comes. You know, that. Well, what about? Who should I talk to? Who are the influencers? You know, okay, this is great. I love a challenge. You know, we had a goal for how many teams we would have. You know, we hadn't gotten there. You know, the whole way. And his response was, "Got it. Okay, I love a challenge. Who are the influencers? What do I need to do? I'm on." Bam. You know, so then, you know, like 8 emails later, you know, back and forth. You know, it was one of those things. Anyway, the point was, he's not a real hobnobber. But he went to the CEO conference, and he just said it was really interesting. And these were like the big boys, big girls, the gender neutral, politically correct technology, like the big guys, the big, you know, anyway, the big people, you know. They were the companies that were $1 billion plus companies. They weren't the little startup kind of
network marketing
$1 billion CEOs. Thank you. and the Amways, the Herbalifes, the Avons, the Mary Kays, Melaleuca, New Skin. You know, these guys that have been around for 25 plus years, have weathered the storms, and you know, had done it. And he said it was really an interesting discussion because people were so intrigued with who we are and the way we're doing things. And there's a number of these companies, although you know, there's the money opportunity, where there was this great respect and a reputation that we have as a company that is a product first, helping people company with a real great compensation plan that's being driven by this front end, and the perception that you guys are really, you know, in their mind, doing it right. You know, in our minds, we've got so much more right to get to, but in doing it right, and every once in a while, it's good to hear that, you know, kind of a thing. You know, this year we grew from last year. We're probably too open about our numbers because they're not always going to go up. You know, it's just hard for them always to go up and keep, you know, going, because things change and every business plateaus and has to reinvent things. But you know, but last year we ended at 860 million. This year we ended up at 979 million dollars in North America. It's one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest, probably, network marketing companies in North America. That represents those sales alone. So that's a big company, you know, doing some things right. Anyway, other questions? You guys are going to ask. Yes, I love people to ask questions.
Okay, so what is the number one piece of advice that you could give a brand new coach that wants to build a business and actually be a coach, not just get a coach? The number one piece of advice you would give.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple and you know, and focused. So it's hard to like to just. There's pieces that fall underneath that, and Doug talked about that a little bit. So this is why I bring these books. I mean, there's always little pieces. So, love this book, Guy from Texas.
Yes, love that one.
I just got that book.
Yeah. So and everybody says it looks like blood on there. I don't think it's, you know, I don't think it is. But the thing that's kind of cool about it is this book talk. It's James Keller Real Estate. If you've seen this,
Yes.
It's a very readable book, but it's one of these little pieces that just talks about the power of focus on the one thing that's going to create the greatest results in your business. The great part about who particularly we are as a company is social media and access to information. Everybody has, all companies have access to information with, you know, with the internet and everything. We are, as a company, we are more advanced, we are better than, we are more sophisticated than, more leveraged than any other network marketing company out there. And that is not because of Beachbody corporate, okay? It's because of you guys and your ability on, you know, to navigate and to learn very quickly. The challenge, though, is that it's just as easy to get distracted and to get diffused in what you're taking in and what you're trying to apply. And I know as a company, I think we certainly contribute, you know, to that with all the things that we do. But that's what this book is about, is just getting laser focused on those few things. So for example, right, we have our vital behaviors. Okay, everybody knows what, I think everybody knows what the vital behaviors are. Those are kind of at a high level. But even out of the vital behaviors, and I'll ask this question just to make my point. How many vital behaviors are there?
4.
4, okay. Which is the most important?
Personal development, I think.
Personal development.
Okay.
It's got it.
Okay. I disagree with all of
I
that.
say inviting.
Yeah, and I don't know that it's fair to, you know, probably have a favorite. It's like your kids, although I have favorites. I don't know. Is that I think that invite is the most critical from building a business standpoint. There is absolutely no question that your personal development is the piece that, you know, it's the piece that kind of fills you up and it gives you belief in yourself, and so that's the fuel, and absolutely, absolutely critical. But where you test all of that, where it all comes together is in your ability to invite and to share. That's what those are all geared towards, is to that sharing piece. And so, to me, I know Doug shared some numbers up here, on getting to elite or achieving premier, and I think those are important. Okay, I think those are key. I think they're a byproduct, though, of doing things right. I think they're a great metric. Okay, but it starts with your ability to share and invite. So oftentimes we even talk about personal development. I like to say it's as much professional development as it is personal development. And oftentimes we'll read the books that are the I don't want to say there's the feel-good books, the John Maxwell's, the Stephen Covey's, the stuff that kind of fills you up from that standpoint. But then there's the books that also teach you, how to ask questions, how to run your business, and I think those are every bit as critical. So that's a long-winded answer, but it's really, I would just get laser focused. And I think why Success Club, I don't like the name Success Club. I wish it was like Helping People Club or something like that. We had a big debate about, not a big debate, but even internally yesterday, because there's so much brand equity about it. You're opening up the curtain here on stuff, but it's like, I wish it were like the Helping People Club or something like that. The thing that's great about that is that it's a measurable goal, okay, that helps you move your business forward, that focuses on the right things. Now, honestly, that's what Team Cup is.
Yeah.
People will go, Team Cup's, man, it's tired, it's this, it's that. And my response to that is BS, okay? What that does for you is it's an opportunity for leaders to engage their people and for people to engage in a great community that engages in the right activities that will create results, that will create leadership, that will create volume, and that will create momentum in your business. And until somebody comes up with something better to do than that, we'll continue to use something like that because it just helps. They're always the biggest months out of the year. It's not that it's, we make a lot about, Michael always makes a lot about get the car, kind of a deal, and that's fun. It's fun, but the real purpose is that it puts people in a situation where they're inviting and sharing and creating their right kind of environment for people to get results in their life.
I think what you were saying that, like, I would probably would have said PD or something like that too, but you're exactly right. You can do personal development otherwise, but if you're not inviting, you have no business. You can be a product of the product, but if you're not inviting, there's no business.
Yeah.
And so, that's...
So leadership, everybody always struggles with the definition of what leadership is, okay? And it's such a nebulous term. I saw, there was a post on the wall this morning that was a great post by, who was it? Anyway, tell me, but she just did a little bit of her story. I've challenged coaches to tell a little bit of their story. And was it, I think maybe Rebecca? Was hers this morning? But she said, you know what, nobody told me when they invited me to this business that I would be a leader. Was that Rebecca? And that I was going to be a leader. And we struggle with this definition of, what is leadership? What is that? And the best definition that I've ever come across is this. Okay, and this is maybe the one thing to write down. Okay, leadership is creating results in a way that inspires trust. Leadership is creating results in a way that inspires trust. Break that down, okay? Start with the trust first and character, and why it's not an or, it's an and, okay? Is that I can read personal development, I can be the best, nicest, most integrous person in the entire world, okay? Doctor, okay? The nicest guy in the world, but man, I've got no skills in the operating room. Do you want me there? No. No. Yeah, I can be the guy that has the greatest skills in the world. Man, I can execute, I can operate, but I'm a thief. And I'm a liar, and I'm a cheat. Okay, do you want me? No. Okay. When you think about the great positive leaders, because I think there's positive leadership and there's negative leadership. Okay, but when you think about examples of positive leadership, they usually have those pieces. They create results. They're engaged. They produce something, and typically they produce it when the going gets tough. When the crucibles in life come, or in situations come, they create results. But they do it in a way that's sustainable, okay? That creates trust in their people. So you've got to have both of those pieces. And inviting is really, it is the piece that will create results in your business. And you can get short-term results, okay, by doing it the wrong way, but they won't be sustainable and they won't create trust, okay? And you say, okay, leadership, probably not so much. So as you build your business, as you look at that, we've had this little bit of a renaissance, rebirthing back to where we're saying, you know what? We got away from us a bit with Success Club points, and it was more points than people, and we want to come back to the core of who we are as a company. The real idea behind that, was to say, let's get back to creating results, but in a way that create long-term sustainable results. Maybe a little bit slower, but slower is going to be faster, and it's going to last longer in our business. So, and it's not always easy. This is art and science. It's figuring out. But most of your lessons are going to be learned is in inviting people.
Yes.
And following up. So read about it all day long.
And if you're not inviting, you're perfectly aligned to get the results that you get.
Thank you. Nothing. Nothing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because if you are, then you're perfectly aligned to get there.
Yeah.
I love this quote, and honestly, Jeff uses it a lot, and we throw it at him a lot. When we, if some numbers aren't good, it's like, Jeff, we're perfectly aligned to get the results that we get. And you need to understand, your business is built upon your activities, and guess what? You're perfectly aligned to get the results that you get. And inviting, if it's not important, then you're not going to grow.
And that's where the goal, like a little bit, and maybe Doug talked about this, but the goal activity piece, typically where we see, the discussions these guys have with, and leaders have, is always one based on what's your goal and what are your activities, okay? And if your activities don't match your goal, the right activities, there's always going to be a gap there. And one of two things has to happen, is either you've got to lower your goals to the activity level that you're engaging in, or you've got to raise your activity level or engage in the right kind of activities to it. If not, there's always going to be disappointment, discouragement, and you're going to say, this thing doesn't work.
Yes.
And so that's where those moments of truth really, get into play. That's the alignment, the alignment piece of activities and goals and what are they, and am I really, kind of a deal. Other questions? I know we were gone at time, and I don't want to overstay my visit.
Other questions?
Patty, did you want?
Oh, I got a bunch of questions.
Patty's always
I wrote down a bunch of questions. Oh, gee, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. What do I want to pick? What about
The best one.
The best one. There's no best one.
That one thing.
That one thing. Well, I just was wondering about, in terms of, I know that, I wanted to ask about going international.
Yeah, so I won't even talk about that.
I
So
know,
we've announced.
so I'm not asking, but like leadership.
So Carl already announced that we'll be going somewhere international
Right.
this year.
Yeah.
So
So
the answer is yes.
Yes.
Okay, next.
next, the leadership ladder.
Yes.
In terms of the leadership ladder, like that has become much more of a, into the
Benchmark.
forefront in terms of determining, similar to, I'd say almost akin to even like your rank.
Yeah.
All right. So, kind of, what is the
What's the future of
The
that?
future, yeah, how that's gonna work, figure into.
It's a great question because we're perfectly aligned to get the results we get on that. Here's why we put together the leadership ladder. When our compensation plan was baked many years ago, the bakers of it, okay, I think baked it wrong, okay? They missed a few ingredients. And one of the ingredients they missed was creating volume for rank. Okay.
Yes.
Just about every company out there has a volume for rank, and the good part about doing that is that it creates benchmarks, it creates predictability around earnings. And it's just why they didn't include it, I don't know, but they did. So as we put the leadership ladder together, part of the idea was to say, here's some benchmarks, here's some guidelines. Do we want to bake this into the compensation plan right now? It would be, right now, we're from a technology standpoint of things, I mean, we're getting there, but it's not one that we could, without really changing a lot of things, bake that in. But like this year, we're having, for Summit, we're having, the leadership ladder party. We're making it as Doug probably shared, or maybe he did, I don't know, from an elite standpoint. And then there's a rank advancement if you advance to the leadership, someone on leadership, on the team leader, you get points. You get points for that. So so the answer to the question is, what's the future of it? I think we will continue to bake that into more and more pieces because it's benchmarked, it's predictable.
For certain things.
Yeah, and it's. But we have to align more things with it. Right now it's recognition. It's not part of the compensation plan. Right. On one hand, I would love to say, man, we're doing away with Dyno coaches. Okay, and moving it to team leader, because really the Dyno coach or the team leader, if we've got the rest of the leadership ladder stuff, the exec leader, the org leader, those kind of things. I could care less about those really. The one I care about, team leader, because that's where the business thrives, and that's where you're making money. If you have that many people in your organization, you're winning.
Or at least making it a contingent, like you're a such and such a rank for stated bonus pool, but you also have to have X in the team leadership ladder, making that part of it as well.
So I think you'll see the future of it. I think you'll see us integrating more and more. We need to give it. We've either got to love it or leave it, and I think we need to love it more than we are. Yes, ma'am.
The All Access Challenge Pack.
What's that?
Yeah, right. And so we know that it's only going to go to the end of February, but is it going to be extended, or will the price change, or we're not sure?
What would you like to see happen?
I would love to see it continue.
Oh, we can't get rid of it.
Yeah, but I hate saying it's ending and then have it continue.
Agreed.
And then you feel,
Say that again.
yeah. Well, we say
Like
it's
give it a
ending in
deadline?
February because that's what we've been told, and then all of a sudden the next month
promo
it's
ends in
been
February.
extended.
The promo ends in February.
Yes, but then if the price is the same, they extend it for a month, which they do
So
sometimes,
we're saying
then I
that
feel like I
we
buy
want
it.
to keep it, but we want the price to be the same.
Or just a
Well, no,
subscription.
no, what she's saying is so with the 21-day fixed extreme, it's on sale for this month. It's 140 instead of 160. This is the only event. This is the last month. Like December, it's the last month, and then extended for the first 2 weeks of January. It's like, yeah.
You don't like that?
Love
Wait,
that.
what? You don't like when we do that?
I love that.
We don't tell you anything in the
Because
next
people
day.
still want to
No,
spend.
because then I feel like I've lied to somebody.
Yeah.
What's
But then
that?
they feel like I've lied to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and also, what does it mean for the other challenge packs too? Because they kind of.
Yeah, are they phasing those out?
they're still there. So here's the word. So I'll answer kind of on that. Okay, because there's a little bit of an internal debate. One of the you've heard Carl allude to this a little bit. On the pricing of the All Access Challenge Pack, $199 should it be more? Is the value there? Should it be less, or is it perfect? Is it well priced? I don't know. There's a perfect price. Is it well priced? And I happen to think it's really well priced.
I think it's really well priced.
See, here's the deal.
Very well
You can
priced.
charge more. Here's the greed gland. Okay. Our goal, kind of as the sales, representing the sales team, is that I want a price where we can sell the most and and provide the greatest amount of commissions,
Yeah.
earning capability for the coaches
Yeah.
on that. Okay, so finding that
Yeah.
sweet spot so that the offer is right. Okay, some think it's too. I think most think it's in a great place. Some think that it could be a little higher. I don't think we'll go higher on it.
Okay.
Some ask, should we go? Carl's kind of a point, should it even be a little bit lower? And
I
I
don't
go,
think so.
no, I don't think so. But
I don't think
we
so.
got time.
No,
Are you
no,
okay?
sure.
Yeah. So
What's that?
What should it be?
No, I think it.
I think it's perfect.
I think it's perfect, and I think that the feedback is really good on it. I've gotten great feedback on it.
Yeah.
Could they
Like,
consider
this is amazing.
maybe keeping the 199, but then adding like maybe for 240, adding that they can pick one of the actual DVD programs?
Yeah, I think
yeah,
it's
we're playing with that.
different.
We're playing that idea, trying to figure out a package while DVD. I think we're going to be in the DVD basket.
If they don't
for a
have
little
access
while.
to
But
it
that's
on
kind of
demand,
what
they
the
have that
Kickstarter is.
backup DVD.
Well, no, when you add, because like, it's not, it's separate, because you can do the all access with the 199, but there's also the package that has the Kickstart. My people love
Which
doing
is so hard to
refreshes.
find, you
Yeah.
can't get the Kickstarter.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's like the best add-on
Is
product
there an all access?
yet.
Yeah. So I think you'll see us. I think maybe
Yeah,
the
yeah,
short
that's
answer
right.
is
Call in.
I don't think. Will it be continued? This is not an announcement, but I think it will continue.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we're going. This is the world we're playing in. Okay.
It may not continue the same.
It may not continue exactly the same.
Okay.
As we look at it and understand it, better. I think we had this discussion yesterday. This is a positioning thing I would ask you guys to consider. Okay. And this is a little nuancy. Okay. It's interesting. Before, when we first introduced challenge packs 4 or 5 years ago, it took 6 months to get traction with the idea of challenge packs and challenge groups, and a lot of the coaches thought it was the dumbest idea in the world, type of thing. So that kind of sometimes shows you. Sometimes they are the dumbest idea in the world. And sometimes they're not. But when we first introduced challenge packs, in particular like the 21-day fix, it was interesting. I know coaches would sell the challenge pack as, look, you get your Shakeology,
Mm-hmm.
and your workout costs how much?
$10.
$10. You guys answer that question. Now, that was great. It created a little
Tiers
bit.
are free.
Yeah, and it created a little bit of a challenge for us because then people started to game it. Okay, believe it or not, and they would cancel because they just go, yeah, just get you return the Shakeology, and I got my fitness program, for $10. So we did see a uptick on that. But where every one of your paychecks come from is really from what? From Shakeology. 75, 80%, 90% of your commission really comes from Shakeology and ongoing. So if I'm in your shoes, the way I would be positioning the All Access Challenge Pack is you get Shakeology for this, and you get $6,000 worth of program for this.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I think, and we've probably contributed to this as a company, this was a bit of a epiphany yesterday, or a little bit of an aha yesterday for us, was that we probably put platform before nutrition, meaning we're selling the value of, man, for $200 you get $6,000 worth of this, but you get all of these programs, access to, come in and
Yeah, but no, it's really only $99. You're getting Shakeology. I'm splitting it where you're getting $99 subscription. Your Shako, you're really getting at a discount for like $100.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm explaining it. You get $99.
We need more coaches, and we need to do a better job of positioning this as nutrition, and we've got to support this on bot as well. We need to do a better job of supporting the nutritional and Shakeology on there. But the nutritional value plus that versus you get all of this, then it's because guess what? People come in, people leave for the reason they came in, it kind of a deal. So you want to make sure you're positioning the nutrition because that's going to butter your bread.
Right.
Why not take the Team Beachbody blog and all those recipes and put them somehow into bot?
Into
Because
bot.
blogs are kind of dying.
Yeah, and that's,
And
you'll see
everyone,
that.
our clients are like, I want new recipes. Like, I've had Fixate.
Yeah, I think you'll see more of
now they
that
want-
coming.
But I also think going back to the question, Carl, and from what I've heard, has always positioned it that we're not sure what we're doing going forward. We know for sure we're offering this at $199 till 28. After that, it could change. So it's not like, it's not like it's gonna go away.
Right.
So telling
I
people,
thought it was
yeah,
gonna go
this is
away.
your only chance to get it this way is never what I've been positioning, because that's not what I heard Carl say. It's always like,
Yeah.
we're not really sure what it's
The
gonna be
price could
going
go
forward.
up, yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, if I were betting money, and I'm not gonna be wrong on this, because we are having a debate. I shouldn't even say
I'm
this.
laughing at you because it's like, I'm the president of the network, and if I were a betting man.
I'm also, yeah, so I won't bet. But there's a CEO
Yes, but.
who had,
I got you.
honestly, Carl would like to lower the price a little bit. And we're all pushing it, and we're all pushing a little bit, and we're all pushing
No.
it.
Psychology for like
And we're going,
$70.
that's the problem, is we're going, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, it's lower.
And
Psychology is like $70 already discounted
Yeah,
with that
so-
factor in the
so
cost.
this is a lot more.
Yeah, but the question is, let's
Yeah.
go the other way, should we increase it?
No.
220?
I mean, we
No.
have the 205.
Only if you add more value to it. Only if you give something else.
What adds value? 229, you get
I
a
think
DVD.
so. I think something hard, substantial, like the program guide or something like that, gives them something more substantial.
So I've got the fee, I don't want to spend our time debating the price on this, because
Especially when she's live.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's
Yeah,
exciting.
if this is live, we're
No, I'm not live. I'm not live. But so for me, this is exciting because I used to love going to the gym. Loved. I've had a huge transformation with Beachbody because I'm a mom. I can't. This is a lot of people's, but you tell people, you approach them in January, you're like, you can get this for. I mean, you can't go to a gym, Orange Theory, any of that without paying $150 for fitness alone a month. It's $199 is like, it really is a sweet spot.
I think you'll find it to be very consistent, consistent with this.
Let me ask this
So-
question, 'cause I think we should ask what Carl brought up yesterday. So, right now it's
Okay, everybody turn their phones off.
Well, let me ask this question.